talking a moment ago about the fact that we are living in one of the most difficult moments in the modern history of this country. Trump just made it that much more difficult. That's just another burden we're going to have to carry. And that's just another message we're going to have to get out all over this country. The American people do not want more war, more death. It might be a good idea if we concentrated on the problems that exist in Oklahoma and Vermont. And another war that the American people do not want. Let me just say this, that in the midst of all of what is going on, what is enormously important is that we do not give up on a vision of where this country must go. What the establishment wants you to believe is that you have no power, that you can't accomplish anything. They have it all, nothing you can do. And in this moment in American history, what we have got to do in Vermont, in Oklahoma, in Texas, all over this country, is stand up and fight back and tell us this is how. A moderate or a conservative. This country belongs to all of us, not just a handful of billionaires. And when we look out into the future, the kind of America we want, let's understand a few things. Number one, instead of giving tax breaks to billionaires, we should demand they start paying their fair share. No, we should not be throwing 16 million Americans off the health care they have. We should be doing what every other major country does, guarantee health care to all. This is not a radical idea. It exists in virtually every other wealthy country. The function of a rational healthcare system is not to make hundreds of billions for the drug companies and the insurance companies. It's to provide quality care to all. When we look into the future, we must demand that every worker in America earns a decent wage, raise the minimum wage to We can create millions of good-paying jobs by union jobs, by building 5 million units of low-income and affordable housing. Not a radical idea to say that in a competitive global economy, every young person in this country, regardless of income, should have the right to get a higher education. Universities, community colleges, trade schools, tuition free. And when talk about freedom every day. Well, what freedom means, among other things, is that every woman in this country has a right to control. Say this. These are tough times, and you just heard 5 minutes ago, going to be even tougher. But in the midst of all of that, not just for our lives, but more importantly for our kids and our grandchildren, we have got to understand that despair is not an option. That's what they want us to do. None of us have the privilege of hiding under the covers. The stakes are just too high. And I would like to remind all of you, short history lesson, that throughout the history of this country, what we have always seen is that real change, fundamental change, never takes place from the top on down. It is always from the bottom on up. Never forget the bravery, we take it for granted now, of the people back in 1776 who had the courage to take on the most powerful empire in the world, and they beat them. Never forget, in the 1840s, the abolitionist movement stood up and said, slavery is an abomination. We will end slavery. Never forget that workers in the 1920s, 1930s stood up and said, we are tired of being oppressed by our bosses. We're going to form a strong trade union movement. And Dr. King. The great man's movement, the environmental movement, the gay rights movement. Yes, the oligarchs are enormously powerful. I deal with them every day. They have endless amounts of money. They control our economy, they own much of the media, they have enormous influence over both political parties. But from the bottom of my heart, and I would not be here this evening if I did not believe this. I believe that if we do not allow them to divide us up by the color of our skin, or where we were born, or our religion, or our sexual orientation, that working people in America